As the kids have gotten older and y'all are bruisers, how do y'all prioritize each other in marriage?
What? Is that English? You can't read either.
Yes, I can. People
As
can't
the kids
type.
got older, y'all are busier, not bruiser.
You are now listening to the Happily Ever Banter podcast with Uncle Dale and Kiki. Let's start the show.
Good. All right, we're back. Episode 3, Happily Ever Banter podcast.
Yep.
Me and Kiki.
That's right.
You're not going to say woo?
No, I'm not going to say woo. I'm going to say, hey, y'all.
Oh, Lord. Hey, y'all. This is Crystal.
It's Crystal.
Yeah, so we're back. No guest this time. We did have a good time last week with the Clarks, which I'm hoping you guys all listened or watched that. We've had a lot of good feedback. A lot of friends I know have watched it. A lot of comments. We've had a lot of stuff on people on TikTok talking about one of the reels Magnus made about till death do us fart.
That was hilarious.
Kiki doesn't fart in front of me.
Exactly.
Thank God. So
maybe once I get older,
no,
sometimes things get loose,
your butthole's gonna get loose.
your air.
You ain't gonna be older for that. It's actually a muscle. Fun fact. So we're back here. It's just me and the Kiki, and so she kind of opened up on social media for some questions.
Yes, so
people would like to ask, if they want to know in the ad, like topics, advice, anything we can talk about. It's still early on for us in this podcast, so we're gonna do a lot of them, just me and her. Talking about life, kids, sex, kind of everything like we talked about in the trailer. Mm-hmm. But today we're gonna just jump on here, me and her,
and have some good conversation, babe.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about?
So we had some people chime in, to ask us some questions. So I kind of wrote some down that stood out that we should talk about.
That's not your questions, though. That's not the question from Facebook.
Oh, yeah,
Instagram.
I know. These are my questions. But, yeah, okay, the ones from Instagram. You ready to start?
Well, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, so one of the questions somebody asked was, as the kids have gotten older and y'all are bruisers, how do y'all prioritize each other in marriage?
What? Is that English? You can't read either.
Yes, I can. People
As
can't
the kids
type.
gotten older, y'all are busier, not bruiser. Y'all are that's what I'm saying.
That's why you need to read them. Okay.
As the kids have gotten older and y'all are busier.
Okay.
Or bruiser. How do you prioritize each other in marriage? Oh, that's a good one, because actually right now we've been busy, but it's about to get busier.
Right. So we're at the time in our life right now, we have a girl, we have a boy, and so they're both into sports. And so now I feel like lately it's been, we've been having to go like opposite ways or like flip-flop.
Yeah, lately. So Kenzie's playing travel volleyball. Bronson's playing basketball, and he just made a travel basketball team. We'll have some weekends we overlap.
Yes.
So Crystal don't like to travel by herself, but she's gonna have to do that sometime because we can't be in two places at once. So for us, we just divide and conquer. Like I said, it's just a busy. I know people say there's seasons in your life. It's a busy season for our life.
I feel like we're always busy though.
But we stay busy. But I'll say to this, we stay busy, but we do prioritize time for me and Kiki.
Yes.
I'm home every night. I was just out of town for a couple of days for work with a hunting trip. But as far as other than that, we're home every night. You get the kids settled, and then we're hanging out for the evening time until we go to bed.
Right. We might not have much communication, but we're doing something.
Yeah. You got. Hey, we'll talk about that later too. You got.
But anyways, yes.
You got to keep the sex alive.
No, we're good about prioritizing time for one another, because I love date night. So there'll be times sometimes we don't get it once a week, and they'll be like, all right, it's time for us to get away and let's go to eat dinner for a couple hours,
Yeah, I'd say to that, you've got to want to make time for your spouse. And that doesn't mean you have to go out. Going out's nice, getting away from the kids. But like I said, you don't have to get away from the kids or go out to do that. It's just spending some time alone and just talking with your spouse or just being y'all two and nobody else is around.
Right.
So if you don't prioritize that, it can be a problem. You don't want to feel like you're just roommates.
Right.
And I know we could easily fall into that because we're busy. Like we got kids in sports, a couple nights a week practices. I'm doing the podcast still with Dale Not Dale. We have all kind of things going on. It's constantly something going on. Crystal's got girls' nights every week.
No, I don't.
So she prioritizes that.
I do prioritize that because you've got to have that. Just how, you prioritize like golf come Fridays or the weekends, because that's your time.
I don't play golf on weekends. My
on
Fridays
Fridays.
I work. But that's a work day.
But I have to have my girl time, though. It just is special to me.
Oh, Lord. That means wine. But yeah, so I mean, as a married couple, young or old, you got to make time for your spouse. And if you don't prioritize it, it can be a problem because what you don't want to feel like is just a roommate living together and then in passing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there, they always put their kids first before their spouse. But I look at it as, your spouse comes before your kids, and then before your spouse, it's God. So God, spouse, kids. So, as much as that, I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but.
Well, I don't know either.
No, but
You're a bruiser.
No, but you want to try and prioritize your
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah, I mean, so I'd say to answer that question, the way we do it is this: we intentionally try to do that. I mean, we try to be together. We spend time together, even if it's just a quick thing. Hey, let's go run out to eat, get something at Chipotle, just me and you. It's just a quick way to get out and reset.
Right.
Mainly because the kids are older now, they don't want to do everything with us anymore.
Right.
Or we don't make them.
I know. And it actually almost kind of makes it kind of nice because they're like, can we just stay home so we can just DoorDash and we'll go? We're like, all right, we're going. But then sometimes you do want to go like, no, drop what y'all are doing. Y'all can get off the technology or whatever and let's go to us dinner as a family, you know?
Yep. So that's what I would say to that. Like I said, man, we all get our, I mean, I got my boy time. I'd say most of my boy time now is with me and Vaughn and Magnus. That's really like the boy time that I get to do. Because when we're doing that podcast, that's just us three idiots talking, And so, but it's still kind of a work thing,
right?
But it's fun, and then trying to juggle the kids, and then juggle Crystal's ladies' nights.
Hey, that's a must. Okay.
Next question we got, Kiki. Have you always been a stay-at-home mom?
Actually, I've not always been a stay-at-home mom. So before we moved here in what, 2015, 2016?
You're terrible at dates. 2016.
2016, we moved here. So before we moved to Texas, we lived in Louisiana, of course, and I had many different jobs, of course. I went to college, but I swear I probably could have been a damn doctor for as long as I went. I just partied too much. I kept changing majors. But anyways, I never finished. But so I had different well-paying jobs. I worked at this place called the post office for ever.
It's not the
it was called the Mail Center. I worked there all the way up to my manager position, and I loved it because I was good at it. And I had other different jobs I did, but so whenever we transitioned over here, the kids were both little at the time, and Dell, said, "Hey, why don't you give it a try and get the kids adjusted and not work?" So I didn't know if I was gonna be a stay-at-home mom or not. So you told me, let's get everything settled. Let's get Kinsey settled, because at the time Kinsey was, when we moved here, she was halfway through kindergarten. So that was a hard adjustment.
But another part of that, so we moved here, and obviously the Quints, they were little.
Oh, that's right. The Quints were little.
And Crystal was able to help out as she could with that. Plus we had 2 kids. Plus I worked in a job where I worked from the Baton Rouge area to Corpus. So at any given time I could be anywhere. So it made more sense for her not to work. And then
we just tried it out, and so far we've been blessed, and we've worked it out.
Yeah, it's been 8 years. I mean,
yeah. But so when we moved here, like you said, I was always busy. I was tending my kids, and then Danielle had the baby. So overall, everybody knows that we're close sisters. We're close with the family. So I was always helping out or doing something. Time flies by whenever when your kids are in school.
Yeah. So. She wasn't always a stay-at-home mom, but this is her dream life. Trust me, she is enjoying it.
Hey, I almost kind of get offended whenever people because it's funny when you move to Texas, you get to you realize that there are a lot of stay-at-home.
There's a lot of stay-at-home moms in our area,
in our neighborhood.
There's a lot of industry people, and there's a lot of people we know that are stay-at-home moms.
Right, and so you don't feel
you do more than I'd want to do because I'm not a housekeeper. I don't like to clean like you do that. I'm sorry I don't help out as much as I probably should.
We'll get into that.
But like I said, there's a lot to be done, and like
because I know some women, they just, I don't think they get it, or they like. I don't know. But like it is hard work. Like, even though the kids
she gets
are in
up in the
school,
morning, she goes to the gym, and then she drinks wine at 11.
Dell,
and
that's only on Thursdays or sometimes Fridays. No, I'm kidding.
Or Freaky Friday.
No, but seriously though, I mean, it's hard being a stay-at-home mom. Like,
I wouldn't want to do it.
Just getting the kids in order, getting the house in order, doing all this.
You do a lot. I do appreciate that because you do a lot with the kids, get them to and from school. Dealing with the other crap at school, there's a lot. Like, dude, trust me, men and women are different for a reason, and men can't handle all that unless you. I mean, if I had to do it, I could do it. But do I choose to? No.
So overall, just being since we moved to Texas, I've been super blessed that I haven't had to work and it worked out.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I've been fortunate with my with where I work to where we can afford those things to do that.
And at the time, whenever the kids were both little, it made it nice because I was able to participate and going on their field trips, like doing things, because at the time before,
and there's a lot of parents that can't,
they can't do that.
So I get it. I mean, like I said, so some people see it as, I don't know, not so much envious, but some people would want to do that. I couldn't imagine sitting at home. I mean, I'm not saying you sit at home, but I couldn't imagine not doing that. I know.
But I just can't stand when there's some women they think they're liking me and they're like, I can't stand when some women think that they're working harder than people that stay at home moms. No, they're both the same in some ways.
They both got their ups and downs.
Right.
I get it.
But some people I work, then I go home and I do my mommy business, But overall, I think it's all the same.
Mommy business. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so that's how she answered that. One person said, "Do you mind people stopping you in public to say hi and get a picture with you?"
Dell loves it.
Dude, I am all for it. Like, trust me.
I'm still kind of shy about it.
If I could walk around and be like, "Hey, you know who I am," or I'll wear a shirt that says "I'm Uncle Dale," I would do it.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty shy about it. Like I'll talk. I'm like, yeah, because there's some people that'll hit us up like, oh my God, I saw y'all such and such. I'm like, you should have told us how. We don't bite. We're not scary. But I'm not Dale's the type of person. They hit you up and then you're like, you want to snap a picture of us?
The only reason most people come up and say hi to us and like they don't want to barge in on us or get into our personal space. But like I tell people, like, hey man, like, so when they come, they want to, but some people are scared to ask.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, you want to take a picture? They're like, oh heck yeah, So I know it's an awkward thing,
but they want it.
That's what I'm saying. It's an awkward thing for them to ask. They feel like they're invading your space or whatever. But like I said, we're just some normal people that happen to be on a TV show. Crystal's sister happened to have quintuplets, and we got a big family, and we've been blessed by that. And like I said,
we love talking to our fans too. Like when they stop us, like we do, we don't just stop and say, hey, you want a picture? We actually have a conversation.
Yeah,
with them, ask them where they're fun. Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, I like to just I like talking to everybody. I've been in sales my whole life, so I like talking to people and seeing people. And so you never know, I might find out. Hopefully, their dad works for like a plant or something. So trying to get some business out of the deal. Yeah. I'm always selling, baby. So like I said, that's really for us. I mean, we enjoy it when the kids are around. I say when we're all together as a big family, if we're doing something and we got the kids all around, that gets a little kind of crazy just because it's kind of your senses are heightened because you got the little kids around and it's just for safety, knowing nobody do anything crazy, but it's just one of those things. But on the most part, man, like I said, I'm game for it, dude. Trust me. If I could walk around, I wish everybody knew me. I would, you know me. Magnus knows. I'm all about it, dude.
It's funny.
I would really like to have more interactions. Like I said, I don't know. It's fun, man. It just comes with it, and it's super cool to do. What's the bottom left one?
Who does the chores, cooking, kids' activities?
So Crystal does all the chores.
Exactly. I do all the chores in the house. I mean, like, there's a lot of women and their husbands, spouses that, like, they game up and they, like, conquer and divide. No. What Dale does is cook, and I clean. I do the laundry. I even pick up his laundry. I even take the trash out, in and out.
Not always.
99% of the time I do.
Well, that's not always.
I just don't know
I'm
what
the
you
1%
do
guy.
inside the house versus chore wise. Oh, he might like unload or load the dishwasher like a few times and said like if I'm on a girls' night, I'll come in. He's like, hey,
He talked to
did
us
you
last
know
time.
you notice the dishes are out the in the dishwasher and they're clean. Okay, hand
Dude.
clap for you, buddy.
I'm trying to make sure I get my due after that. It's all part of it. I mean, like if you guy out there listening, you know, if you do something, you want to make sure you get that attaboy from your wife. You should be thankful that I did that. I hate for you to come home drunk and have to unload the dishwasher.
I might have done it once or twice.
Maybe so. But like I said, yeah, I mean, that's a few of the questions people were asked.
But I guess it's because I'm more laid back now than I was before. But I guess the reason why I take charge out doing all the chores is because I'm a little bit of OCD, right? So I think that's why I've always done it, always been in charge.
Now she's less OCD. Our house is a wreck.
Dale, no, it's not. Magnus,
Dude.
it's clean.
He lied.
Thank you.
He lied.
It's freaking clean.
He lied. No, like I said, Kiki keeps the house in order. I give her that, man. Like I said, it's not that I don't want to do it. I don't know.
Well, just for example, like whenever the Quints were little and we would come over and have family time, and the Quints would make a mess just everywhere, all over the floor, and they're picking up their plates and I'm wiping exactly behind them. And as soon as they would leave, you know what I would do? I would literally take out the vacuum and mop, and I wouldn't go to bed until it was clean.
You know, the funny thing is, I don't like to clean, but I don't like a messy house too.
Exactly.
So, I'm like,
so even when we have, it's funny because like whenever we have like family and friends come over, that's one thing that I've noticed. Like you don't like messy, and if it is, you're going around picking up, and that's the only time I really see him.
I don't know. It bugs me.
Picking up things is at that time.
Yeah, I don't like disorder.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, Kiki does all that. I do cook, kid activities. I'm super involved in that.
Yeah, we both are involved.
I go to all the practices. I try to go to all the practices. I do everything with that. Like I said, there's weekends right like this weekend exactly. We're gonna have volleyball all day that I'm doing because Crystal's got plans. Then leaving there to haul ass to get back to catch Bronson's basketball game. So, like I said, it's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where there's a lot of families that do that. That's not something abnormal. But like I said, I like to be there and be present. And, it's just...
Because they won't be little for so long,
No, I know. I mean, they're 13 and 11 now.
13, 11. I know I was telling somebody the other day, Mackenzie was 14, and once again, I don't know their ages, and she's like, she's 13. I was like, oh my God, I was thinking Kenzie was 14, Bronson was 11. I'm so bad.
Yeah, Crystal's, she's not strong in math or English.
Yeah, exactly.
But she can clean a damn house. I can tell you that.
I can.
She's good. She's good at that. But yeah, like I said, so hopefully we're going to get more... We'll get more stuff coming. Like I said, I do have a plan of making a call-in line.
So this is kind of just just people giving us topics and stuff to talk about.
So actually, Magnus's wife wrote in.
Okay.
And she was asking,
go Chelsea.
What's y'all's favorite activities to do together?
What's our favorite activities to do? What's our favorite activities to do together?
Yeah.
Like as a family?
No, this is about us.
Oh, it's about us.
I mean, we can say both, but
okay.
I mean, I like to party. Now, I say that, but I really don't drink that much. I don't. If we're going to get rowdy, I'm going to drink. I don't just drink just to drink, though.
Yeah, I know that's true. So, what was the question?
I could go without it. What's our favorite activities to do together?
Oh man, I love just getting away with you and just having our time together. I love going to the beach. I love just going to a hotel room for the weekend and having a nice dinner.
You know what?
Oh, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dale loves when we go away. He's like, we got to take advantage of that hotel room because if not, it's a waste of money.
Dude, I'll tell you what this is my worst thing ever. You get a hotel room for a night or a weekend, you're out of town, and if your wife's on the period or something like that. Talk about a waste of... I'd rather just drive home.
I know. He's
I don't
like...
want to be there.
He's like, oh, you plan this. Oh, like I plan this once a month for my period to pop up when we made a prior date to go out of town or we had to go out of town.
That pisses me off. I was like, dude, I should have stayed in Motel 6. I'll sleep in my truck.
Then we're in a hotel room. It's just like, screw it. We'll do it.
Make my sheets.
No, okay, that was a little overboard, y'all. That didn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Dude, hey, guys and girls are all the same. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it is crazy because, like, we were just talking about one of our friends actually today at CrossFit. It's funny how every guy's mind is the same and every girl's mind is the same.
Think about sex.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
That's
but yeah, so as far as vacation, like, I love just, I love
those activities. That's favorite activity. I mean, like I said, for us, it's hanging out. We go to concerts. That's a big thing we like to do. Mm-hmm. Just going out to events. We like going to like theme parties, things like that. The normal couple stuff we like to do. I do play golf. Crystal likes going out to the golf course with me.
I know it's funny. There's probably a lot of women that don't like to go with their spouse, but I actually enjoy it. I love just getting out there when it's a good, pretty day and just watching them just stroke it and play.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm just sitting back.
She's stroking it.
I'm sitting back just drinking and peeing in the bushes.
You saying everything from the last podcast. You're just repeating yourself.
I am?
Yeah, you sound like Joe Rogan now. You just keep the same stories over and over. Jesus. But no, so that's some of the fun things we like to do. Like I guess anything, man. We've been together so long, but we really enjoy each other's company. So I wouldn't say there's anything particular.
I know some people are probably like, bleh, bleh. No.
We like to do everything together. We like to do things with the kids too. I love having the kids go place with us. We do a lot of that. So my favorite thing to do when you have a girls' night or you have an event, I'll bring the kids
to go do something.
Yeah, they have busters or just go eat and go do ice cream or do something with them to where take advantage of our time. We have more fun without you. I heard no bitching, so it's been nice. No, she asked, "What was our song we danced to at our wedding?"
I'm gonna love you more than anyone. Gavin DeGraw, baby.
Gavin DeGraw, yeah.
You know why we danced to that?
Yeah, because One Tree Hill.
We were obsessed with One Tree Hill.
That was Nathan and Haley's wedding song.
Oh my God, we were obsessed with that show.
One Tree Hill was one of our favorite shows, and yeah, one of our couples on there we liked. That was their wedding song, which it turned into being our wedding song.
Oh my God, it was the best.
We didn't talk about our wedding day. So me and Crystal both we paid for our own wedding. So we were young. We were 24. So you imagine we don't have a ton of money, and we go to get married at the Lake Charles Country Club, and we went through like 4 GMs over this time. And so like we had the first one. They put our wedding together. And we're like, man, that's kind of high, dude. I mean, it was quite a bit. And so we were like, okay. So then fast forward a month or two, a new GM's in. So we go meet with him. Bam, bam, bam. I think there's 3. He's like, oh, dude, we can do this for a lot cheaper. Slash all this shit. I can do all this for this.
Yeah, he slashed it. He cut it like way down. Remember
he
that?
cut it to like a third of the original price.
Right.
We're like, holy crap.
And we picked it like expensive
and
stuff
like
to
then they
have.
did. So it was like, okay, we're good. We had this all locked in, and then fast forward a month or two or something before the wedding, when new GM came in, he's like, dude, who gave this price? We can't do this for this. I'm like, dude, this is what
we had it all locked down on paper and everything, so they had to stick to that.
Yeah, so we got about my luck, like the way things happened for me.
I think it was less than $5,000. I think it was like 3,500 or something like that with the alcohol, food.
At the country club for 100 people maybe,
right?
And the food, and we had a DJ, like all that. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we had a good time.
Yeah, I don't even remember my wedding day, dude. It was a blur, dude.
I know, because I was hungover the next day on our honeymoon. I never forget. I was sitting on an airplane. I never forget. Me and you. We like to dance. We have a good time. So we had fun time that night. I never forget that next morning we go on our honeymoon. I'm hungover, and so like
we had a flight to
Cabo.
Cabo.
And there was a lady. She's like, "Excuse me, can I sit next to my husband?" Remember? And we're like, "No, we're on our honeymoon." So remember, her and her husband sat there and hold hands, and then she talked. She talks your mouth the whole time.
She didn't talk my mouth.
I mean, she talked your head off, and I was hungover. I was like, "Please, lady, just quit talking."
She was a cheerleader for the Florida State Seminoles back in like the 70s. But yeah, she talked a lot. But yeah, so our wedding, like I said, it was crazy because, like I said, we got blessed, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I know people always say I'm lucky. I know that I put myself in situations where it seems lucky. But dude, I'm telling you right now, things always seem to work out for me. Thank God. I tell you, you're living right. If you're treating people right and doing the right thing, I feel like it comes back around. For me, it has. And that was one of those things too. I mean, like we were like, how the hell are we gonna pay for this?
I know,
and then
but we made it work. I mean, I know there's a lot of like backstory. Neither one of us grew up with, both parents being around all the time.
Yeah.
So and what? I think the thing is, who pays for your wedding normally? That's his mom or dad or
the dad.
The dad does. Yeah. Well, I didn't have a dad. So
I was daddy.
Yeah, you were daddy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so that's just another part.
So it's like, what do? You pay for your own wedding.
Yeah, and it is what it is. Like I said, hey, I'm hoping that, like I said, for what we're doing for our kids are taken care of. Luckily, I only got paid for one wedding. Poor Busby, he's got 6 of them to handle. Mm-hmm. It's a nightmare. But yeah, so that was cool for us. We had a nice wedding. Great time. It is a blur.
It was an outdoor wedding. It was gorgeous.
So any young people, like, man, like we stressed about it early, but then once it happened, like, dude, just let it go, because that day will be over like that.
It was,
and you'll forget everything about it except from the pictures.
Well, because it goes by so fast. So many people are telling you hi. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we didn't really talk about our wedding day, and then it was just. We've been blessed, man. I can say that, dude. We've been through a lot of I say ups and downs in our marriage. Nothing any out of the ordinary. Just normal young couple stuff.
Money, just finances.
Yeah, I mean,
we had to ask, like, help from your dad. We would always pay him back. Yeah, I remember like you said, because we were young too. So
yeah, but like I said, it's one of those things where we figured a lot of it out and together. So. I tell people for young people, I'm like, man, just you got to stick it out. There's a lot of things that can get in the way of a marriage. There's a lot of things there's a lot of people that, I don't know. Like when I tell people we've been together over 22 years, some people are like, oh shit, that's a long time.
Because you don't see this, you don't see it nowadays, which is sad. Which is crazy,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, no, it's a lot, man. Some people it doesn't work out. Like I said, there's. Grass isn't always greener, and if you want to have a successful marriage, you got to work at it. So for us, that's what's worked for us. Like I said, me and Kiki been together a long time, and we fell in love at a young age, and luckily it's got us through all these times. We've changed a lot over the years.
We have.
I've gotten way better looking, so she's got to deal with that. She's lost a bit. No, I'm joking.
I probably gained a bit since CrossFit.
Yeah. So, but like I said, man, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and
muscle. By the way,
you don't realize when you're, you don't think about. I mean, dude, when we were young, 40 years old was a long way away.
I know, right? And here we are. We're 40.
Yeah, well, you're 41.
I'm 41.
So
I'm in my 40s.
Yes, I mean it's, but the same thing has been true. We can kind of talk about this. We've been together a long time. It's been good. One thing that's important in a marriage is sex. I kind of talk into that. I mean, it is. Like I said, hell, Magnus got 6 kids. How do you think he got them things? Huh? 5 times right, he's got twins. Yeah, so I actually had a question on that for you.
Oh, Lord, I'm nervous. My palms are sweaty.
How has the way you think about sex changed during the course of our relationship?
Whoa, okay, will you say that again?
Has the way you think about sex changed during the course of our relationship?
I don't understand the beginning of it. Has the way?
Well, I guess as a young couple, it's more lust, and then you go into having kids, and then it's like, okay, you're trying to procreate, and then you get older. What's changed, you feel like, in the sex life over our time?
So I guess you
Kiki hates to think.
So whenever, I know, me too. That's why I said, please,
I said Kiki.
Pre-ask these questions before.
No,
we answer.
these are not pre-asked questions.
Yeah. So whenever we were young, I mean, yeah, we weren't just.
Jesus, it's a kids show.
I'm sorry. At a young age, we weren't doing it just to do it. We loved each other. We were just.
I mean,
we remember how we would go to a club. Before we go to a club, we would have sex.
Hey, dude, you can't walk out there with. I gotta get this poison out of me.
I don't know. It's changed. I mean, we still love one another. I still love you. I still love doing it. I still, we still connect when we do it. We don't just be like, all right, let's do it to get out the way.
I mean, you act like that sometimes.
Sometimes I do if I'm not in the mood.
I'm like, dude. I feel like she would always say I was spoiled.
Spoiled.
Yeah, because we have.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
But hey, at the end, sex is important. I'm not gonna say I'm a sex addict, but I do enjoy it a lot. And so,
because I'm good at it, that's why.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's one of those things. But it's
I can work it, baby.
Oh Lord.
Hey, give me some talk.
No, dude, she's good. Magnus is blushing. No, like, hey, man, this is a normal thing for couples, dude. Like, it's not something taboo.
It's important to have.
It's not the 1950s where you don't talk about it.
And it's important to have intimacy, and we do have that.
It is important. And we're men, dude. Men, like I said, dude,
have the same brain, and women have the same brain.
Exactly. We want it. Y'all try to get out of it.
No, not necessarily. The only time I try to get out of it is when I'm PMSing or on my period, and you're like, "Well, you got another hole, 2 other holes that work."
No, one of my good friends, he told his wife that one time. He's like, you got.
Yeah.
He said, God gave you 3 holes and 2 hands, so figure it out. I'm not gonna say his name on here, but yeah, dude. Like I said, I know it's kind of TMI, but like I said, dude, it's TMI for couples that feel embarrassed to talk about it. But dude, it's your sex life. It's a part of life. It's how we get here. From your parents and people procreating, and that's how the world revolves. But like I said, it is a very important thing in a marriage, and if you lose that, or you lose the affection, or you lose the
connection,
or the lust for your spouse, I can see that being a problem for people. So don't get mad at me when I want it. That's just part of it, dude. I'm a dude. Got to get that poison out.
I know
man.
you always say that. Got to get that poison.
I can't be walking around loaded, dude.
Did we answer the question?
Not really, but you never do. So, okay, what is your? I know people are curious about this. There's people that do like the anagram stuff. But like, what is your love language?
I forgot what it was because I remember a while back we did it. I know yours for sure is like touch. You love touch.
Yeah, mine's definitely touch and affection.
Yeah. Touch and affection.
I think y'all were a little different.
I know. I can't remember what mine was.
No, but what? It ain't got to be a.
I know.
Thing, but
mine's definitely not touch because I wasn't not saying we weren't touched or loved as a kid.
That's kind of weird.
It was good. I know. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but for me, but like I said, I like the. I think mine is definitely touch and like probably words of affirmation.
Okay.
That's more for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, but I'm really affectionate towards others too.
Right.
Like all our kids, nieces, nephews. Like, man, I'm close. Like, I'm just an affectionate kind of guy.
Right.
And I'm gonna act like a child. So I like.
And you still do, and you're 40.
No, I'm saying I do, and that's why I think kids resonate with me. They're like, I'm the big idiot that they like to. Like every kid wants to fight me. Every little boy wants to punch me in the nuts, and my niece and nephew, they pick on us. I mean, like I said, I give people crap. So I open the door to all that. I welcome it. That was just kind of how I was raised. Even my dad, him being the same way. Like the kids love him because there's stuff like that.
I know. It's so funny when I first met your dad because I was like, oh my God, you're so much like your dad.
Yeah.
Unreal. And you know what? And he picked and teased when we first met. And I was like, he must like me because this is how Dale does.
Yep. He doesn't like you. He texted me that the other day.
He does like me.
He said, I don't know why you married that chick. But no, yeah. So that's how I am. I don't know.
What about me?
I don't know.
I just love.
What are the signs?
What are they?
I just looked them up. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Receiving gifts.
Oh, Crystal loves receiving gifts.
Well, because I've always been blessed by you. Surprise me with gifts.
Yeah.
And you're good at it.
Acts of service.
Acts of
Taking out the trash.
I'm acts of service, all right.
Quality time.
Quality time, which we both love quality time.
And then physical
Physical
words of affirmation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more me. And quality time.
Yeah, quality time for me. What was the other one?
Crystal loves getting
acts
gifts.
of service, getting gifts. I'm
a good gift giver.
Exactly.
I like giving gifts.
I mean, you've always given me.
I like being. I do like giving more than receiving. I really do.
He does.
I do like the. I like the feeling of getting, like, I get excited when I think, oh man, that's perfect for this person, or I think about stuff like that. And so I'm more, Magnus dressed head to toe with all my stuff. But no, like I said, I've always been that kind of guy. I like sharing the wealth. I like to give stuff, like especially extra stuff I have, or if I get something that I'm like, man, I'm not going to use this, or I want to give this somebody away, I will. That's just been kind of my thing. I mean, and we get a lot of stuff sometimes. There's always stuff you accumulate, and I don't like stuff sitting around. That's just more the junk. I want junk around. So that's more me. You're not an affectionate kind of person, though.
Because growing up and stuff, we weren't
I understand that. I'm not saying
know,
it's not a bad
it's not a
thing.
bad
It's just
thing.
how you are.
Yeah, that's just how I am.
Everybody's got their own love languages.
Yeah,
I'd rather know what yours is.
I know
though.
exactly, because I'm a different kind of lady.
I think yours is just receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts, because that's all I've ever known by you, you know?
I know.
And I love being surprised. I love it. Like today, you surprised me.
I did.
Yep.
Got Kiki some new CrossFit grips, some robust CrossFit grips. Got her hooked up.
I love it.
But yeah, I think the touch for me is definitely a thing. Affirmation, I think that even goes into my work life. I was always the guy that was driven by, like, a lot of people say money's their driver. My thoughts were the affirmation, the attaboys, doing good work, the accolades. That in turn made, like, I wanted those, and that made me more money, because that would propel me to the next thing, or
right.
That's what really drove me to be a harder worker. I like getting the words of affirmation, then knowing, like, hey man, you're doing a good job, or hey, that was awesome. Like, that's the kind of stuff that pumps me up, because I think by doing that, and you got employers that are happy with your performance and doing things like that, then the money comes with it. So that's really what's been.
So I'm just gifts.
I don't
and
know.
doing chores.
You need to do your own. She loves doing chores, dude.
Doing chores.
She loves it.
No, I do like being touched.
Oh, I know you do.
Okay.
I know you do. Hold on, I gotta look at this real quick.
Okay, maybe I can ask some questions. Let's see here. Okay, I got this. So, what would this would be? I'm curious to see how we'll both answer this. But like, what would a tech-free date night look like? Because I don't even know when's the last time we've actually done a tech-free date night. Because we don't know what it is to be without your phones.
Well, tech-free means more than just phones.
I know. We need to actually try that next time we go to date. Just leave our phones in the car.
I can't.
You got somebody else I can get in touch with them.
It's not so much the phone. Like, hey, I could go without the social media for the night. That's not a problem. But in my world for work,
I know.
Like, I just got a text right now from a customer. I got to get something too. So it's one of those things where I'm always we're connected to my work. We're in the service industry, rental business, in the plants. Like, they don't care about what I'm doing. Not in a negative way, but like, they've got business to do, just like I got a business to run. So I could do a tech-free night.
I know, because for the most part, whenever we do go out to dinner, we don't really get that many interruptions. You know.
Yeah, if we're at a nice dinner, I'm not
it's just
gonna pull
sometimes
my
it's
phone
a
out.
habit. It's
very habitual for us.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I'll purposely put my phone up, and he's just on his phone. I'm like, all right, this is great.
Oh, she can be on her phone all night.
What?
Then she puts it down. She's like, oh, get you on your phone all night? I'm like, bitch, you just put yours up. Like,
I know.
Girls do that shit,
I
dude.
hate sometimes when we go, he's like, meet me for lunch. I'm like, this is a great lunch. Like, I don't think we said one word to each other because you're on your phone.
It was
work.
I know, but like, I'm with you.
Exactly. I know that's the most part is you're with me, you met up with me, and we're eating together.
You got to see me.
Exactly. And you always give me a kiss at the end.
Yep. Right in the middle of McDonald's.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What makes you feel loved?
What makes me feel loved? That goes back to the.
Oh, that goes back to like your touch and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like, even when I tell you sometimes, I'm like, dude, I come in, you don't even give me a hug and kiss anymore. Sometimes when I come in from work or a long day, I'm like, what the hell?
I still love you though.
I know, but you don't do that. That's part of my love language.
I know.
So you should know your spouse's love language, and you should try to do that.
I'll start next week. I mean, I'll start this weekend.
I mean, you can start tonight.
I can start tonight.
No, but like I said, that's I think that's one thing couples need to talk more about your love language and what you can do to because it may seem petty to you, but it's a big deal to them.
But so I might lack in that, but I know as far as like in the morning when we're both leaving, we both hug and kiss, tell each other goodbye.
Yeah, I gotta come find you.
No, you don't.
You lying.
You lying. Dale, come on now. Now, if I'm in bed, you gotta come find me because I'm in bed.
Crystal sleeps so damn late. No, like I said, man, I think that is important, man. But that's a part of marriage. You got to put some effort in, and you got to try. You got to show that you care. And the little things make a difference.
Oh, I know exactly. Especially when you take out the trash, it makes me smile.
Oh yeah, well, you smile enough. No, like I said, hey,
it's a little thing.
It's
babe.
the same thing about when I talk about work. Same with relationships. It works the same way. If you take care of the small things, the big things will take care of themselves. And I do feel that is a true saying. So the little things do matter. Write that down.
Little things do matter. Okay, I got that, buddy.
Okay, why do you? I guess it goes in line, but it's along those lines. So why do you think we've lasted this long in our relationship?
Why do you think we last this long? I mean, like I guess our connection, the love between one another. I mean, I know we don't always communicate, but there's different ways how we show each other. I don't know. I mean, I just love you. I don't know. I don't know. It's just our connection. We've never not been connected. So I don't know. We just work. Everything we do, we're compatible. Like we've been together so long, and like you are my mind. Sometimes I felt like I'm losing my mind because you are my mind.
No. Kiki does not like to think for herself.
Exactly. So I mean,
She doesn't.
He thinks he does the thinking for me. That's what happens when you're together so long. Like you can't think. Like there's times we go out to a restaurant and I'm like, what I order, because I don't even remember what I ordered, but he remembers, But I don't know. Like, I mean, okay. Sure. I mean, I don't know. It's just our connection. I mean, what would you think?
I mean the sex.
I mean, yeah, the sex, but that's
part of it.
I know. I was gonna say that too, but it needs to be deeper than that,
Oh, it's deep.
It's deep, real deep.
No, I think at the end of the day we do love each other. So I think what's made us last is we constantly are trying to make sure each other feels loved,
and we do a good job at that.
Yeah. And I feel like
I mean, there's times we get in spats, we argue.
I know, and I make you talk.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't let her just go. I don't like that silent treatment shit. I'm like, I know, we ain't playing that.
I know, because I guess growing up was always hard because we never really like spoke out our problems or our emotions. So sometimes I let it bottle up before I get it out.
Yeah. No, I think we talked about this past podcast on Dale and Dale. We were kind of talking about me, about my things. And I'm not a real vulnerable, talk about my feelings kind of guy.
Same here.
And so I think that's what I said. I think a lot of time me and you don't have a lot of like deep conversations about things.
We just never really had if it's something important that we want to talk about, yes, but
but we don't get in the deep. I mean, like I said, I don't know why. I think we both are guarded from.
I think we're just guarded and scared, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because even for example, we can do like church. Like, we don't really get deep into our feelings about, church and how we feel, how you feel. Like, there's sometimes I'm emotional in church. There's sometimes you're emotional in church. But it's like, okay, what's the next step when you go home? Will you say?
No, I know.
I
get self-conscious at church. I don't know why I do.
Yeah.
I think I grew up in a church where I didn't like what it represented, the way that was. Mm-hmm. Went until later on when we were together. We were married. Whenever we found a church we really liked back home, to where it made me actually feel something. Mm-hmm. I've always been a believer of God, been in church my whole life. I knew a lot about the Bible just from being around it. And I try to live my life right, treat people right, things like that. I do believe, I do believe in God.
Higher power.
Am I of like all in, like give my life to Christ kind of thing like that. Yeah, I think as a kid I had, but like being a true believer, like to the T, I don't know what that even means. I'm not some religious guy, but that don't make you
a bad person or a bad Christian.
No, it doesn't make you. That don't make you better than anybody else.
Right, exactly.
I think how you treat people is a big part of that too, and what you do. But like I said, I don't know. I think that's been one of my fears. I don't know what it is. My hang up. Like I said, I think there is some internal trauma there from being young that stopped me from that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't like. I tell you what. Like we go to church. First part, music starts. The sermon. I like it. I love it. Boom, boom, boom. At the end, when they play like the last song or two.
When it means something, or
No, not even that. It's just when the closeout of a church service stresses me out.
I know you got to leave and go to the bathroom every damn time.
I get anxious.
I'm not anxious.
I'm not an anxious person, but I don't know what it is. Like if I'm running from something, I don't know, man. It's tough, dude. We've talked about that before. I know we've talked about that when us six went to dinner a couple of times with me, Nick, and Em, and Ashley. Danielle.
I know we're not like
I don't know, man.
Church go-rers where we just not say we fail, but like I mean, you can't say our lives are busy because you should always have time for that. But I mean, our lives are busy. I know I don't even know where to begin with that, but it doesn't say just because you don't go to church, that doesn't make you a bad person. Like we're still Christians, we still believe in God, we still pray, we.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's what I'm
just
saying.
hard. It's just hard because we do have family members. They're.
But I tell you also. You can't. That's anybody out
Everybody's
there.
different.
You can't compare your life or your relationship to others.
And I do when it comes to that.
Crystal does, and it would bug me.
Because I've cried plenty of times.
I'm like, Crystal, just for what you see from somebody else, they ain't perfect. Just because they go to church and stand up and do things, that don't make them perfect. Like they're not any better than you. Everybody's got their own life and their own personal life and things that they do that you don't see. So you can't compare your life to other people and your relationship. You're like, oh man, like we had a friend recently, a friend of a friend that was with us at dinner, and I was talking about my childhood and this. Was like, oh man, I never knew that about you. I thought just from what you see on social media that you got it all together. And this, I'm like, well, nobody's got it all together,
right?
Like I was raised in a certain way, and things happen and things like that, to where I'm like, dude, I'm not some rich kid or whatever. I've worked for everything I have. Like I said, it was one of those things where it's you can't compare yourself to others. You especially can't do it off social media. And I don't do anything on social media that's fake. It's always us. But you just can't as a couple or as your job or anything. Don't compare it to someone else, because you're gonna find out. I guess it'd be the same way. Like you don't want to meet your heroes, man, because like I said, you think they got it all together, and they don't. So I've never been the one to compare myself to other people. I don't like or be envious of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not envious of other people.
No, but you've said things along the way.
Yeah, well, I compare.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
dude, you can't do that, because just when you found out you thought they were the perfect thing, what happened? They weren't perfect. So
I just feel like sometimes, a lot of times, like we get judged.
And that's fine. That's not anybody can judge you. That's their own opinion. They can do whatever. That's fine. I don't let that. It's easy to say it don't bother me. I don't let that bother me, because I know the life I'm living.
It's a good life, for the life I live. Lord, the song "Let Them Go Crazy." Is that Drake?
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
You're looking at the wrong questions again.
No, there's another question I want to ask from here.
Okay.
Somebody's asking about like our fitness and motivation and like, why do we like it? Why do we do it? How long you been doing it? Both of us.
I mean, honestly, I just do it to try to keep my stomach not be fat. I'm just telling you right now.
Well, let me tell you this. I've always been into fitness, because back then I was a runner. I was a track star in high school.
But for a long time, you didn't work out or nothing.
In college. But once we started dating, I quit that out. But as far as that, moving here, I love it. I can't go without it. It's part of my daily routine. And if something gets in the way, I get mad about it. But we both love fitness, I mean, we're in our 40s, and people in our 40s, there's half the people that don't even do what we do, You know,
No, like I said, at the end of the day, honestly,
it makes you feel good. It's a stress reliever for
I
sure.
like working out, but I honestly do it just for
Staying in shape,
to stay
active.
looking like how I want to portray myself, how I want to look. You
Right.
know, that's really the biggest driver, and that gets tough because I don't just love it. So I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to work out. I don't anymore.
Mine's a routine thing, so yes, I
I
enjoy
don't.
it.
I know, but I just don't.
You don't have to drive no more because you're
No,
40.
my freaking knees hurt.
See, I told you, over the hill.
I got bad knees. But no, fitness is a big part, man. Like I said, you got to take care of yourself. Like I said, man, there's enough bad shit in this world, dude, that you're eating and doing things. Trust me, I'm not perfect by any means. I eat fast food sometimes too, and
Same here.
I hate it. But we're busy.
Yes, and it's like, what do you do? You got to eat.
Any busy parent or on their go, they know. I mean, you're gonna pull in and grab something that you're like, oh man, I shouldn't eat this, but it's easy to do. That's why it's convenient.
I know, and they keep adding more and more stuff to that dollar menu too.
Okay. What do you find most attractive about me?
Most attractive about you? Your romantic side, your personality. You're caring. I love the way you are towards our family. You know, you're a good family man.
Yep.
You are. You're a great family man because you love being around us. I love your romantic side. You got
Yep.
a romantic side?
I do. I am a romantic.
You are. I love it.
I like being romantic to you, Kiki.
Thank you.
We used to have little date nights in my room back in the day.
I know. What do you call those little TV trays? And you get us a food and you have a candle and flowers.
Yeah, see? Eat your heart out, ladies.
Oh my God, hilarious. I'm like, oh my God, you picked us up Steamboat Bills.
I think it's our 6-month anniversary.
Yes. On TV trays.
You know when you're young, you celebrate those
Yeah.
little milestones.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
and
we
it was
made
like
3 months.
it was like mashed potatoes and frozen pizza.
Yeah.
Remember when we go out dating? I mean, we'd go out dating. Remember we go out dancing, and we come back, we would be so hungry. We'd be so hungry, and we'd eat ramen noodles, and we'd sit Indian style and feed each other in the middle of your living
Yeah,
room.
hammered drunk. Eat out the pot.
Yeah, out the pot.
But that's like, dude, we're like 19,
I know.
20 years old, you know.
Okay, so what was the question? Did I answer it? was it
Yeah,
again?
you did. But what did you find attractive about me?
What about me? I want to hear it.
You know, when I first saw you, I don't think. I mean, when
It's contraband days.
Yeah, but I'm saying when I first saw you, I was like,
Okay.
man, you're very pretty. Like you instantly, before you get to know somebody, you know, lust is the big thing. You know, I'm a young guy. Thought you were really pretty.
And back then, I was just natural. I had no makeup, just hair, you know.
Yeah, mustache and everything.
And our style was different back then it is now.
Well,
you
no
know,
shit,
I
it's
know.
the
Even
late
yours
90s.
was. I know.
I was a thug.
I know you were a thug.
No, yeah. I mean, like I said, that
It was
like-
that runner, the track star body.
it's definitely your look. I always liked you know, you had nice legs and butt, and
Exactly.
so I was into that. And then, you know, then you evolve, and like, you know, everything changes. Like far as like what you like about your spouse and things like. I guess you fall in love with different things. Like I said, I've always thought you're beautiful, which is great.
Thank you.
Then you're into fitness, and then you know, like I said, it's one of those things of where you like to keep up with yourself. But yeah, you know, seeing you as a mom and things like that. I mean, like, you know, there's different things that turn you
attract you,
on,
yeah.
you know, over the years. You know, like I said, we're not 20 years old anymore.
I know.
Things change, bodies change, but
Sure, bodies change, baby. Both of ours.
no, there's no doubt. I mean, hell,
You're coming a man, I'm coming a woman.
yeah. Jesus. Glad you pointed that out. Just for everybody out there.
We don't have them young bodies anymore, you know?
I mean,
But we can still dance like we did.
as a man, we're lucky because we just keep getting better. I'm looking like Patrick Dempsey the older I get.
What am I looking like? Sandra Bullock or Jessica Simpson?
Jack Dempsey, boxer.
Dale. Terrible, son.
When did so? Do you know? I know my time when I fell in
Okay.
love with you. When did you think you fell in
That's
love
crazy. You're going to ask that question because I had that question
with me?
down
But I
written
already
down
answered
too.
the first podcast. I said that.
You answered the question? Oh, okay, you
Yes.
did? Okay. Well, this is funny. So, like, I don't know exactly like when I came out and said it.
I didn't say when you told me.
When I realized, okay, this is gonna be crazy because I don't know if you're gonna remember. I'll never forget. We were laying in your bed, and I was either on top of you or you on top of me.
Hell yeah.
And I couldn't say it.
That's not when you found. That's not when you. That's just the first time you said I love you. That's not what I mean.
Oh, okay. That's a long time ago, babe.
I remember mine though.
When's the first time? Oh, golly, that's some thinking to do. When's the first time I felt like I love you? Fell in love with you?
Yeah.
Golly. Probably when we went like out dancing or something, I probably fell in love with you. I don't know. I mean, that's tough.
I mean, if you care, you know.
Dale, that's a lot. I'm 41 years old. How did I know? I mean, like, you even said like Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, we did hit it off.
No, you can't take mine.
I know I can't take yours.
Doesn't count.
I mean, I think it had to do with some kind of dancing function, like dancing and connecting like that is when I knew this was going to be my boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know. We'll go to the next question.
Dale, I don't know exactly. That's a long time ago.
I mean, I knew that.
I can't remember at that moment. I probably wrote it down in my book. I have a book about us.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know. That's a long time ago. I mean, our minds change.
Why don't you ask a question? You just don't use yours.
Dale.
You got to start using your brain.
I did.
We're doing a podcast now. You got to start thinking for yourself. At least on this stuff. You got to.
I know, but I'm trying to think like.
It's okay. It's okay.
That was so long ago.
I know. I remember that. I remember the date at Chuck E. Cheese too.
When was the
joking.
day? I was
I'm
about
joking.
to say, no, you don't.
I gotta go look at my bank statements.
Whose wedding did you go to? Whose wedding did we go to? Remember at your family's house, and your family knew that, man, Dale loves this chick because you never brought girls around. Remember?
It was only dudes before you.
Was it a funeral or something we went to? Because you had girlfriends in the past, and you never brought anybody to your family. And
No, we went to my friend Kayla Gamage's wedding.
That's right.
And then after that, we went to my mom's house.
Right, and you introduced me to everybody.
Oh, there's a skank about Crystal.
And they were like, damn, he's really into this chick because they've never met a girl before.
Yeah, I didn't have like a bunch of girlfriends. I mean, I was younger, but nothing.
Yeah, same here. I never had really a relationship.
I had a lot of boyfriends.
Yeah. I didn't have a lot of boyfriends, so I didn't. Let's see here. I'm running out of questions for you. Okay, here's one for both of us. Do we like to plan things ahead of time or go with the flow?
I'd say we go with the flow.
I was about to say, I think you're so go with the flow.
I think we're so busy that
we'll start out with one day and like might not have something planned for the rest of the day, but if somebody hits us up, it's like, all right, we're going.
Yeah.
That's like our kids. Our kids are like, they drive me crazy. What are we doing? Where are we going? What time are we going? We're not doing nothing this. What do you mean we're not doing nothing this weekend?
Yeah. I think we more.
We're relaxed though. We love being around people though.
I think I'd fly by the seat of my pants with everything, dude. To a fault sometimes. Even with work, man. I don't put everything off, but like I wing it. For me, it's worked out for me. I don't trust.
Yeah, I believe it.
I tell young people that work for me, I'm like, dude, don't do what I do. It's very unorthodox, but it works for me. Like, I got a lot of irons in the fire. Magnus here, he can attest to that, dude. I've got so much going on, but I make time for everything, and I make time for people. Like I'm real big on like sending birthday text out videos to people. So that's one of my first things I do in the mornings. See whose birthday I like. And there's, especially even some close friends or people I haven't seen in a while, I like to call them on their birthday. It's just a cool touch. That's a lot of people like that. They're like, oh man, I can't believe you called. I get texts, like many phone calls. It's just what I like to do. I don't know. It's just something I've always been. I like being a good. One thing Nick always says, like, dude, you're connected to a ton of people, but I stay that. I keep that connection with a lot of people. Like he's like, dude, I got like 5 people I talk to all the time. I was like, man, I got a big cast, and then I touch on different ones. I know like there's things that's going on. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit this person up and it's always, you never know, you might hit that person at the right
Yeah.
time whenever they needed it the most. And that's the kind of stuff I don't think about. It's why I'm doing it, but
But
you
other
know,
people- yeah,
you
other-
never know, man. That can make people
Today.
it can make people
Smile.
smile. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like to do that. I like to be that for people.
You smile, I smile.
Okay, this ain't a singing show. So what's been your favorite memory of our time together?
Favorite memory of our time together?
Yep,
Spending time with you.
that's not a memory.
Trips together.
That's just memories. What's a memory?
What's a memory?
Like this was specific.
No joke, I'm thinking. Going out of town.
When? Dude, she's the worst of this.
I'm the worst of this. Going to Mexico. Whenever we went to Mexico with
Which time?
Danielle, Priscilla, and all them
Okay.
at the Excellence. Remember?
Yep.
That was a good time with you.
What do you remember about it?
You got on a P watch.
Oh
for
yeah, I
peeing.
did. I got on security watch like the first
Security
day.
watch for peeing. Now that
Apparently, not supposed to pee on the concrete in Mexico.
and Dale peed.
It was in the resort. Yeah, they didn't like that, and I was hammered. But you know, I either don't drink or I get rowdy.
Our favorite memory. So like this is before we got married, or
That's
were we
fine.
married? We were on the Ferris wheel at the aquarium when we did the aquarium.
No, that was way before kids.
Oh, that was way before. I know.
I don't think we were married then.
Okay.
We had that caricature drawn over us.
Yeah. Oh, that was my favorite. Actually, we still have it.
I was a downtown aquarium in Houston. We
I
lived in
still
Lake
have
Charles.
it.
That was a fun time. We did travel a lot
We did travel a lot
to
before
Houston
kids.
when
To
we were
Houston, I
or New
know.
Orleans when we were dating. Yeah, that was a fun time. I'm trying to think. Probably
I mean, there's so many good times together, Dale. We've been together so long. Like every time together has been amazing. You know,
yeah, I know, girl.
there's not a time that we're like when we go away, we don't fuss, we don't argue, we just leave things behind. Like even before kids, you know, just getting away was fun. Then when you have kids, it's like you enjoy, you know, because it's a weekend goes by so fast when you go out of town. You know.
Yeah. I know one thing good. We haven't had any major fights in 22 years. We've had our fights.
Yeah, for sure.
I punched a hole in a couple doors.
You did.
Apartment complex one time.
The door had to get replaced when we moved. I think they charged us.
Yeah. I had a temper.
You did have a temper.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I punched it and then we laughed.
I
Remember?
know we did. Yeah, we did laugh.
I think she locked the bathroom door. We were
Yeah.
arguing, and I freaking
I think I was like
punched the shell
in
that
the-
door.
getting in the shower naked and you punched the bathroom door. Like I won't get in there.
No, I'm like, dude, you ain't getting off that easy. But yeah, I do remember that. But we laughed about after that.
We
Like I
did.
said, man, we have pretty much most big fights. We've laughed it off. There's not many
And I'm
times.
trying to think. I don't even know if like we really had like a huge fight.
No, I mean we like I said, it's been good. I think we both trust and respect each other. We've never done anything to jeopardize that.
Right.
So it just goes back to like, man, loving your spouse and don't let it just like, you know, don't just roll over, dude. Like really, if you love somebody, fight for
Right.
it.
And don't go to bed mad. I know that's kind of a little silly, but don't go to bed mad because sometimes we'll roll over, we'll be mad at each other, but we end up working it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be quiet for the 30 minutes, but neither one of us can sleep.
Yeah,
and
shit.
then we roll over and discuss more. Then we end up having a little sex.
Jesus.
I'm speaking the truth.
No, it is. I can tell you, I can't. I mean, stress is an important part of our. I mean, sex is an important part of our marriage. I can tell you that. Oh Jesus, man! What else you got?
What else you got? I'm running out of questions that people were asking.
I thought you wrote something down. You didn't write anything down.
Yeah, I was going through. One of the questions somebody asked was, do you like hosting gatherings at your home? And that's a yes or mine. No.
I love.
Dale loves having people, but I hate hosting. I hate it.
I don't want to host a ton of people.
Exactly, because I hate the cleanup, and it just what bugs me the most is like going in and outside the house, because when you get adults and kids involved, that drives me nuts. But we can just have adults over, that's fine, But getting it all over,
Yeah.
I mean, kids and I don't know. I'm not good at that. That's why I'm always like, let's do it at your house, But there was that time when we had it in the backyard, and that was nice. It was low key.
That's when we had a Cajun Ninja here.
Yeah, Cajun Ninja here. It wasn't that bad. And that's why.
Tray from the Fae.
Yeah. And sometimes you just learn to like let loose. It is what it is, but just the
Yeah. I just don't, man, I can't
Me either.
stand mess, dude. I don't
Same.
know why it bugs me so bad. So
Same here.
No, like I said, man, so this was just kind of an episode we wanted to ask each other some questions. Now we're still early on figuring out what this is going to be. We have some guests that we've committed to the podcast. I've even talked about having a marriage counselor maybe come on.
That'll be fun.
That can talk about, we might get a little deep. I think it could potentially be good for us to
Right.
talk a little more that we don't talk about stuff.
For sure.
Maybe we can break down some of these walls. It can only help.
Yeah, I know it's all new. Like, hopefully y'all are loving what we're doing so far. This is episode 3.
I mean,
Yes,
this
it's
is-
still new.
This
Like,
is us, though.
I know this is us, but like I'm still kind of a little bit nervous about it all because the spotlight is on me and you. It's on us, so I'm not used to that. So I'm starting to like watch different podcasts. I'm not going to tell you I'm watching because I love her, trying to get ideas and stuff.
Dang it. No, this whole thing is just for you to be yourself,
I know, and I am myself.
not to try to be anybody else.
I'm not going to be anybody else.
But yeah, so it's been fun. We talked a lot about our sex life, and at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, we love it and we do it
we love each other.
and we love each other.
It's been a good ride. I don't know what the plans are going to be once the kids get older. It's just crazy. Like I can't imagine not having kids around.
Ugh, can't even think about that.
Yeah, we're ways away from that. I mean, I say that, but it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, like I said, so one thing I know will be good for us. Me and you do spend a lot of time together, and we spend a lot of time with the kids. So I feel like, I think we even got closer during COVID because we were always here together. Some people went the
I know, and
opposite
like
way.
that didn't bother me. I know some families were like, "Oh my god, my wife got on my nerves, or my husband got on my nerves." Like I enjoyed it, We've, it didn't really bother me. I mean,
Yeah, no, it was good. But like I said, that's what I'm thinking. I think
Yeah.
once we are empty nesters,
we're gonna be traveling and partying together and having a bunch of sex.
Jesus.
Because right now you can't have it in certain spots because you got kids.
Oh, Lord. I have a naked room.
Yeah, remember whenever we were dating, we just stayed naked. Remember that?
I know.
Because we didn't have kids.
Max's socks are so
We
big.
did. We just
naked right now.
What? I mean, we just because there was nothing to worry about, so we would just stay naked.
We did. We live in a 1-bedroom apartment. That's all you did.
That's all we did. We're like less clothes to wash,
We showered together.
We did shower. People, our best friends think that's hilarious because we're conserving energy. Conserving water. In an apartment, we shower together all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And then whenever we moved into our Moss Bluff house, we still shower together because it was a huge shower. Remember?
Yeah.
We would like time it right. It was crazy.
It only had a shower in that bathroom. I remember
We had to shower
I
together.
remember we went there, and my dad's an idiot, but I remember we walked in there. It was a huge shower. My dad's like, "You can feel like 15 fat girls in here."
I know. It was huge because they had it flooded, so they converted the bathroom into like one big shower. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah, so that was actually me and Crystal's first home. We had a home for 2 years in Lake Charles in Moss Bluff, actually, before we moved to Houston.
Talk about that was a big adjustment to always showering because I'm a tub girl.
Yeah. So, but like I said, so yeah, this is we'll wrap up episode 3. I hope you learned some about us. We're hoping to get more and more questions, topics about us. That's not just some things that we wanted to ask each
It
other.
also can kind of be cool on our page. It's like we might even pop in and do a live.
Yeah, I think a live.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think a live would probably be ideal to where we could
Here and there.
Yeah, just so we can kind of get everybody talking to us.
Yeah.
Get some ideas. So, but we definitely need to get more followers on that, the Happily Ever Banter, the IG, to where we have more people on there to jump on and talk to us, see what they want to know. Because, like I said, hey, we will answer some raw questions. So I'm not scared to
I ain't scared.
No. Don't make her think, though. So
I know. Don't make me
just
think.
ask Crystal yes or no questions.
DM me on the side, then I'll think about the questions and answers.
Yeah, no kidding.
The answers, I mean.
But yeah, so that's it, Kiki. Let's wrap this up.
All right.
All right, we're out.